So far, we have seen that the accent mark is used to determine which syllable is the stressed syllable within a word of multiple syllables. We saw it for hiatos, and we saw it for the different types of words based on their stressed syllable. Diacritic accent marks are different. Rather than determining if a syllable within a word is stressed, they determine whether a word in its entirety is stressed. So, that's the function of diacritic accent marks. Now, their purpose is to distinguish two words that are identical but have different meanings. Diacritic accent marks are used as an exception, which means not all two pairs of identical words will have one of those words contain a diacritic accent mark. Let's take a look at the two cases of diacritic accent marks so that you understand what they are all about. Case number 1. Monosyllabic words. In Spanish, monosyllabic words shouldn't have an accent mark. However, there are some cases in which we use a diacritic accent mark to distinguish two monosyllabic words with different meanings. For example, in the sentence, tú eres una buena persona, the word tú, a monosyllable, has a diacritic accent mark. On the other hand, in the sentence, haz tu tarea, the word tú doesn't have an accent mark at all. We use a diacritic accent mark for the word tú when the word tú is a personal pronoun. If the word tú is a possessive pronoun, we don't use an accent mark. The same logic applies to the words él, mi, and sí, as seen in the examples on screen. Additionally, these examples currently on screen also have a version of them with a diacritic accent mark and a version without them. You can take a more detailed look at these examples on the PDF attached to this lecture. So, that's the first case. Now let's take a look at the second case. The words qué, cuál, quién, cómo, cuán, cuánto, cuándo, dónde, and a dónde have a diacritic accent mark to distinguish them from identical words. Remember, this diacritic accent mark is not determining the stressed syllable, but whether the word as a whole is stressed in pronunciation or not. In fact, the diacritic accent marks in the words cómo, cuánto, cuándo, dónde, and a dónde break the rules that we have learned. They are all palabras graves that end in a vowel. Therefore, they shouldn't have an accent mark. The diacritic accent mark is an exception to that rule. though do note that the stressed syllable in all those words remains the same. Also, the monosyllabic words que, cual, quien, and cuan have been included here and not as part of the first example because the function of their diacritic accent mark is similar to the other words of this list. Having said this, the most common situation in which these words have a diacritic accent mark is when they are part of a question or an exclamation. Examples can be seen on screen. For a more thorough look, download the PDF attached to this lecture. Between the first case and the second case, you've seen on screen all the words that can contain a diacritic accent mark in current Spanish. However, there used to be more cases in the past. So, don't be surprised if you come across other examples not shown here while looking at an old book or text. That's it. That covers the diacritic accent mark. Bye bye.